Hello, everyone, and welcome to Animal Advocates Radio Voices Carry for Animals number 491 shows and counting. And I want to welcome all you aboard and hope you enjoy the show because this is coming live. I'm doing it different this week. I'm coming live from the Podbean Podcast website. Okay, so if you want to join us in the chat room, I have links to the show, and you can join us from there, and come in, and you're more than welcome to come aboard. And hello, everyone in the chat room. We're usually on the app, but we've changed it this week, this time, and I haven't done this one yet since the introduction of my show in February. But this is awesome too. This podcast uh, app or app, not app. The podcast is so awesome, everyone, and welcome aboard. And I just want to go over a couple things before I do get started here. My name is Debbie Dahmer, aka Mama Bear, and Mama Bear is on the air because she really does care. Also, the producer and the host. So every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, 4 o'clock Pacific. And all these shows are recorded live and archived on podbean.com. And if you want to listen to any of them, there's 300 and I believe 25 shows on there, and that's Voices Carry for Animals podbean.com. And you could also create an account on there. Just go up to podbean.com, and then there's three bars at the top. Click it and log in, and then push create account. You'll need your name, your full name or nickname, email address, a password. Click that you're not a robot, and create accounts. Okay, so and also follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. Now, if you want to join us on the app, you want to go to either Google Play or Apple Store on Podbean podcast app and player, and download free, and then follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and you're in on the app. You will get notified when there's a new um, podcast coming up, or when my episode is issued. Okay, so um, anyway, I'm going to go on with the show. If you have anyone who wants to speak on air from the web, you'll need headphones with a mic or earbuds with a mic, and you're more than welcome to come on board. And you're more than welcome to. In the chat room, you can also be on there and join us from there. Okay, and we're going to get started. My guest this evening is Steve Hughes, and he's the president of Pets in Danger and Youth for Animals. That's the number four. And our topic for this evening is going to be introducing Sampson's Law here in Florida, which is going to go, they're trying to go federal in all 50 states, legislative campaign, and requiring all companion animal breeders to have both a state issued breeder's license and tax ID. But I want to go ahead and welcome Steve aboard. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm
Welcome
doing fine,
aboard.
Debbie. How are you?
Hey, welcome back. This is awesome. I love this. So anyway, we're on this on the website right now, and this is all. This one's new to me, so I'm a newbie on this one. Okay, so kind of bear with me, but I really do like it with this chat room and stuff. Like I said, if anybody has any that wants to join us, you're more than welcome to come on board. Okay, and I'm checking out the chat room, and it's on air, so I'm doing good there. And you can share the show from here. You can press the like and like the show. You can send me messages. Also, you can go into the chat room and communicate. And you want to talk to Steve later on in the show, you're more than welcome. But Steve, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Refresh the audience, and after the show, everyone, it's going to be downloaded, and I'm gonna edit, and it's going to be published to 24 other podcast websites. But go right ahead, Steve. You're
Well,
live in
thanks,
the air.
Debbie.
Yes.
We've been with PetsinDanger and Youth for Animals for a long time, and our efforts in the past have always been directed towards public education and specifically targeted towards middle and high school students and trying to teach them the merits and the reasons behind our Adopt Never Shop program. And it's been very successful, and we've had a lot of volunteers, a lot of kids go through the process. But we've decided to completely pivot about 2.5 weeks ago. And the direction we've pivoted to is changing laws because at the end of the day, public education is great, but law changing and enforcing is the most important thing we can do. So we've done a complete about face, we've done a 180, and we're now working on introducing Sampson's Law uh, through the Florida state legislature. And of course, the session begins in January, so we've got a lot of work to do. But as you mentioned, the purpose or the point of Sampson's Law is twofold. Number one, it's directed at all the backyard breeders, all the people that you see populating the Craigslist ad and the Kijiji ads, and all the people that you see with the breeder websites on the internet. These are the people that are the main and primary cause of the epidemic of pet overpopulation in this country, and they're the reason why we're euthanizing 2 to 3 million healthy companion animals every year because they are producing animals that we cannot find homes for. So, Sampson's Law is designed targeting backyard breeders and puppy mills in two ways. Number one, to make sure that they have a tax ID number. Let's face it, if Billy is working out of his apartment and breeding toy chihuahuas without any regulation whatsoever, he's money laundering. He is not paying his fair share of taxes. So, one way we're going to get at Billy is by making sure that before he advertises on Craigslist or Kijiji or anywhere on the internet, that he have a state issued tax ID number. That will eliminate three-quarters of them right there. The second initiative is to make sure that every breeder has a breeder's license issued by the Department of Agriculture in his state, her state, which in our case, we're starting with Florida and we're rolling it out state by state. So if you figure that little Billy sitting in his apartment or Johnny with his puppy mill in his barn, behind his pie shack, is breeding animals, breeding genetic deficiencies into them, and is completely unregulated. Now he's got to have a tax ID number. Now he's got to have a breeder's license. It's going to eliminate such an enormous, large percentage of these backyard breeders. So that's the summary to start.
Yeah, this is something needs to be done because with these backyard breeders, and then we got all the healthy adoptable pets that's getting put down per year because of overcrowding. The puppy mills are getting mistreated in there. We got some very serious issues here, and something needs to be done. We can't just keep letting it go on and keep a blind eye and say, hey, we're going to keep this up, year after year, decade after decade. All these animals deserve better, lives and futures because so many is there, it's not even right how they're living. I've seen horrific pictures of puppy mills and how these animals they're just treated like, and they're not property. They're animal living beings, and the treatment out there is so bad for them. And thank you for all you're doing because this does need attention in all 50 states.
Well, yeah, thank you for the thank you, and we are working hard on it. I'll tell you that in the last 3 weeks where we stand so far, and then I'm going to do a call out to anybody who's listening to you because we need help in this. And we are getting help, but we're still trying to build our network of people who can help us. Where we stand right now is we have the adjunct professor at the Carey Law School and University of Pennsylvania helping us draft this law. We've got representatives in Florida, Big Dog Ranch, for instance. We've got Debbie Dorino. Debbie Dorino is responsible for having Troopers Law and Dexter's Law signed into law in the state of Florida by Ron DeSantis not more than a few months ago. So we're building a team of very qualified people, and the more qualified people we have, the more we realize all the obstacles that are going to be in our way as we endeavor to have this law passed. And I can go over some of those problems right now. We do have some major pushback, or will, that we're anticipating. And when you want me to, I'll go over in some detail what that pushback is.
Yes, go right ahead because all this is important, and we'll and I just earlier, Steve, I'm going to send it to you, but on my we'll go over the petition too. That's got a lot of signatures. That's wonderful, and I got to post it on my website, voicescarryforanimals.com, and it's going to be on all the other ones after the show, okay? Because they won't let me put links in before it's published. So once it's published, I'll have everything in there, okay?
Well, I appreciate that. And I don't know about the rest of you, but when I am on my computer and I have 15 windows open at the same time, right now I can't even see my own email. But I will tell you this, that when somebody signs that petition, it passes right through to our email immediately. And in the last, I don't know, 16, 17 minutes, we've gotten four signatures to that thing. Now, the petition is important. Again, it's in the area of public awareness and public education, and we really appreciate that you do sign that petition. Um, but the more important thing is that we recognize the problems that we're going to have in trying to launch this bill. And I'm going to just tell you an interesting story that I talked to somebody very recently, yesterday, who is extremely influential in animal welfare in the state of Florida, and in fact, runs the largest privately owned animal shelter in the state. And they tried to launch a law like this, somewhat like this, last year, and it was killed before it even reached a committee hearing. And it was killed because we have an organization in the U.S., and I don't mind mentioning it, you know, the American Kennel Club, who, for no reason whatsoever, seems to want to oppose everything that's done on behalf of animal welfare. Even in the Humane Society of the United States criticizes them. They've opposed more than 80 different state bills and local ordinances, which are designed to provide stronger protections for dogs and puppy mills. So you have this major organization with a lot of money, a lot of constituents who are all illegal breeders. Not all of them, my mistake. A lot of them are illegal breeders. And they've got a big budget, and they've got public relations companies working for them. They've got lobbyists working for them. And they oppose reflexively any attempt to pass a law that will protect these animals. And we don't know why, because the American Kennel Club is designed to promote purebred animals, purebred dogs. That's what they're there for. So by blocking any legislation to help us save the lives of these animals that are created by puppy mills and backyard breeders, it's insane, it's inexplicable, and we're ready for them when they're ready for us when we go to pass our law. But I just wanted to bring that name out there because they're not what they seem to be, and we're hoping that people will support us when they start to oppose us in the next session of legislature in Florida, which begins in January. So we've got a lot of homework to do between now and January.
Oh yeah, it's never easy, Steve. You got to just take the time and be relentless and not give up, and get and get it out there on social media and get a lot of supporters and co-sponsors and representatives and senators, and you're on a roll. It needs to happen. And just waiting for a bill number, I'll help you along with it also. Getting it out on Facebook or X or LinkedIn. All of them help because that news feed out there. So it takes a lot of teamwork, everyone. And in order to see change, you got to take action. And Steve's working really hard on this and what he's doing. So let's support him and do what we can to get Sampson's law passed because it's so very important. So keep it up, Steve. That's what it takes. Don't give up.
Well, we're not going to give up. The fact of the matter is, this is going to be very difficult to do. We are going to do it, but it's going to be difficult, and it's never been done before. It's never been done on the municipal level. It's never been done on the state level. It's never been done on the federal level. And the USDA, which governs the Animal Welfare Act, the Animal Welfare Act has so many holes in it, so many uh, mistakes and contradictions that it's literally useless in the area of protecting companion animals. So I like what you just said, and I'd like to expand on it a little bit if you don't mind.
Of course.
You obviously know a little bit about it. You know that we have to have the bill draft created, and then we have to have a bill number assigned to it. And then it starts to go through a myriad of committees and so on and so forth, Sheriff's Department, Attorney Generals, the Florida Department of Agriculture, the Florida Law Enforcement, and so on and so forth. But um, what I would like to do is I'd just like to point out to people that we do need as much help as we can get from everybody in social media, spreading the word. If anybody out there knows people in Tallahassee or knows somebody who knows somebody in Tallahassee, we're looking for sponsors for our bill. We have two already, but we need to make this really pop. We need two senators, we need two House reps. We want to get somebody on our side at the Department of Agriculture in Florida, Police Chief Association, Sheriff's Association, State Attorney's Office. If anybody knows anybody and they want to come through to us at PetsinDanger at AOL, that's PetsinDanger at AOL.com. If they want to help or they know somebody who will help us, we just brought on a new attorney 6 hours, what is it? Yeah, 5 hours ago, who is very active in Orlando. And he heard about us and he just pledged his support behind us for whatever he could do. So we're getting some heavy hitters in there, some real heavy hitters. We're now going to start going for the big animal welfare organizations, and I know we're going to get their support. So I do appreciate what you're doing and exposing what we're doing on your podcast. And I also want to congratulate you on finding this new platform, Podbean. It seems like it's a very professional operation.
Yes, it is, and thank you. You're so welcome. I enjoy it, and I've been on it since February the 20th. One door closed and a new, better one opened, Steve, and it's awesome. It's got the podcast on the app and on the web where I could go live stream from, and so there was a lot to learn. It's Blog Talk Radio was a walk in the park compared to Podbean, and then all the shows are archived. You guys can visit podserve.fm under Animal Advocates Radio. All the shows on there. And once it's done, when it's published, it's going to be on 24 other podcast websites, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Podcast, Apple. This list is huge. And so, plus two YouTube channels also. My Voice is Carry for Animals podcast, and also Animal Advocates radio podcast, and also my website. Subscribe free Voices Carry for Animals podcast. So it's getting out there, and that it makes me happy because I know it. Knocked me down at first when they were closing because I was on Blog Talk Radio 10.5 years. So and then back with Marty Oakley when she started Voices Carry for Animals back in June of 2014. It's been 11 years anniversary already, couple last month, and all her shows, what I did on there, where I hosted, is on podchaser.com. Just search Voices Carry for Animals, and they all pop, the 163 will pop up. And I have a tribute to her on my Voices Carry for Animals website, and also Podbean, because she sadly passed away April 1st of 2023. And we'll never forget her, and may she rest in peace. We got to keep going. And that's what she would want too, to keep her host on TS Radio Network, Cause and Marcia Joyner and Marcel Reed. They're still running her shows. So she was a very huge advocate out there on all topics. And I admire her for that, because there is a lot of topics. But we can't give up. I love this platform. Plus, like, also helping out on other issues. And Steve, if I can make it real brief on this bear hunt coming up in December, there is a on August the 9th, everyone, 10 to 12 p.m. I just had Adam from beardefenders.org on last week, and there's going to be a big protest to stop that. Okay, teamwork. Told him I would mention on my show the next two shows, but go to beardefenders.org, and there's a list of it's a statewide protest here in Florida, and you can join in, and they are supplying the signs. So it's teamwork all the way, and there's no questions asked. We have to keep going. The more of us, the better, the stronger we become. Strength in numbers, and Mama Cat says that all the time, and it's so true. Hi, Mama Cat. I see you in there. And but she's a former guest also. Takes care of over 100 cats in colonies, and she multitasks like I do. And wherever I can help out at, and you're talking 491 shows this evening, and 9 more weeks it'll be my 500th show. And that's something. Time flies. Yep.
Well, you've done very well, and I'm just reading some of the comments because, of course, this is a chat room, and I see that we've got some people. Anybody who's any experience, some of the comments here. AKC is discussing it needs to be shut down. Well, um, we're going to take it. We're going to take it very easy. We're going to answer them as they answer us, but they are a ridiculous. And the thing about it is that when this other group, Big Dog Ranch in Florida, tried to pass a bill last year, AKC spread an enormous amount of information. They just lied outright about the nature of this bill and what was designed to do. And because they had a lobby, and because they had a budget, because they had a PR, a company working for them, they single-handedly, maybe not single-handedly, I don't know, but the thing never got to a committee hearing because this group and the lawyers that are working with me right now, who, by the way, are all donating their time and donating their ability to write drafts. Every one of them has said, well, we wonder where the opposition is going to come to this. We wonder where the pushback is going to come. Well, in the last 24 hours, we learned where the major pushback is going to come from. So, any comments on AKC, any relationships you've had with them, any knowledge you've had or firsthand knowledge you have of them, you could certainly type them in here and but also email them to Pets in Danger. Pets in Danger is exactly what it sounds like. Pets in Danger at AOL.com. Any experiences you've had, and then we'll be happy to push them on our Facebook, Instagram. We've got over 11,000 followers there, and we are going to be posting this on there and more links to Voices Carry for Animals and Debbie, of course.
Oh, thank you so
Because,
much. That's awesome. That's so inspiring and uplifting, Steve. Thank you so much.
we're
Yes.
all in it together. We're all in it together, as you say, and so if we can spread the word, and network is the main word I'm using right now, but if we can all network together and use our resources such as they are and whatever media they happen to be in, then we're going to be in very good shape. And this has got a very good chance of passing in the winter.
Yes, and wishing you the best of the luck. And you said the session starts in January of 2026. so you got time and get to get it all together, and you're doing it very professional. And I was so impressed with the what's going on with it, because we all need to work together, strength in numbers, teamwork rocks and teamwork wins. We are all in it to win it, not lose it for the animals, because all lives matter, including all the animals. And from doing these shows, we all need to make sure they have better lives and futures. They can't do it themselves. We have to do it for them. Like I was saying earlier, I seen some sad pictures, of animals in these puppy mills. It's how they're living. That's no life, and how can anybody just watch that happen? Or put animals on Craigslist, or that's so wrong. Or I've seen on the side of, like, in parking lots of shopping center, puppies for sale. That's not good at all. Steve, it's terrible. And
Flea markets, malls, parking
yes,
lots,
yes.
Walmart parking lots. It's disgraceful. And but again, it's one thing to talk about it. It's quite
Mm,
another thing to do something about it. And we are doing something about it. And any support anybody wants to give us at any level of expertise they may have, we have a volunteer, an intern actually, from Hong Kong Polytechnical University, who contacted us last week and said, "I'm really good at writing code, and I would like to help you create software that will scrape the web, believe this or not, that will scrape the web and automatically identify any backyard breeder, whether he's advertising on Craigslist or Kijiji or in his own website. As soon as they do it, this software will detect it and notify us of
good.
who that person is and what zip code they're in." And that's very, very important. And why it's important is because the state legislature, they're going to say to me, they're going to say, "That's all great. We're happy that you're trying to help animals and blah, blah, blah. But what's it going to cost us, and what's it going to cost the taxpayer?" So here's the point I want to make. Some bills get killed before they hit the committee floor because they cost the state too much money. We are not going to cost the state anything. In fact, the state is going to be able to issue fines for every offender, everybody who tries to advertise on Craigslist, Kijiji, or on the internet. It's going to fine them, but it's also going to fine the platform, be it Craigslist. So there will be an income generated from this for the Department of Agriculture and the Florida Department of uh, law enforcement and various other bodies as well. So it's a plus all the way around, and we're trying to check the boxes to anticipate the problems that we may have. And that's another one that we may have, but we've already told them it's not going to cost you anything. And we're going to have the software that you can use to detect these offenders.
That sounds great. That's a big advancement right there. To know who they are, because, well, right now they got the green light to go and keep doing it. They need to be stopped, and quit doing it. We gotta be a part of the solutions, not the ongoing problems. And
Well,
once they
you're
do
in Port
this,
St. Lucie, aren't you? You're in Port St. Lucie. So if that is where you are, right?
I can't really say because I've had death
Oh,
threats,
oh,
and
oh, oh.
they could be listening and give me another
Okay,
one.
you're somewhere in the southeastern hemisphere. Let's say that you're somewhere in the southeastern hemisphere. But my point was, wherever you happen to be, that that if you just pick out your own zip code and you go on Craigslist, just use Craigslist as an example. If you go in the pets section of Craigslist in your own zip code, you'll see these people, and they masquerade as rehomers, and they masquerade as people who are adopting their own animals because they can't take care of them. They have all kinds of fake terminology to make you think they're doing something legitimate, and actually all they're doing is pushing these pets out like Pez from a Pez dispenser. Oh, I know that was a reference that a lot of your listeners aren't going to understand, but they are pushing them out. with no sense of responsibility, humanity whatsoever. So we are going to be part of the solution, and we're certainly going to keep you updated as the process proceeds.
Yes, please do keep me informed. That'd be great, and you got all my support to help you. Because that's with all the social media, that's our landing strip to get the word out there. What's going on? Bring the awareness. What's going on behind closed doors, and do something about it. We can't not just sweep it under the rug, look the other way, and keep let it happen year after year, decade after decade, and let's get the animals out of harm's way. They so well deserve, so don't we have to be team great team players. I know I work with a great super team out there. Thank you everyone that helps me out so much, whether it's helping me get the sharing posts, or is sharing petitions, or sharing these promos for the show. I mean, every effort counts out there, every effort. And I can't do it and look on X, and I mean major big animal pages with so many followers helping me out. Big shout out to all of you. And my Voices Carry for Animals podcast on X. All the help I'm getting on Facebook. I mean, it's humongous. And a big thank you to all of them. I can't mention everybody's name, but I'll tell you, teamwork rocks and teamwork wins. And it inspires me to keep going. I know I'm not spinning my wheels, Steve. I am not spinning my wheels. So this platform plus other stuff I do, and when you see the victories come in, and I can't take credit, but I am involved. I'm going to do the happy dance, the mama bear happy dance. The mama bear happy dance, everyone, the victories. That's where we got to keep going. And everybody that's coming into the chat room, hey, welcome aboard. If you haven't been in here before, I'm coming live stream from the web, and please keep spreading the word. This podcast is still young yet, only 5 months, but we're going to keep it going and get more followers out there, and please keep spreading the word, because that's what it takes. So, and if you want, we're going to be taking calls here pretty soon. So if you want to talk to Steve, have any comments or questions, you go right ahead. Because I'll tell you that I was reading a story on Sampson, and it's so sad. And it's like, what? How many? He was what, 2 years old when?
Well, you know what, Debbie,
Oh,
we've had at any given time, I think we had 8 dogs and 2 cats, and I remember one year my vet bill was over 20,000 US, and
wow.
and but Samson, the reason we picked Samson as out of all the pets that we've had over all the years, the reason we picked him is because he had no chance whatsoever from the moment he was born. He had collapsing trachea. He had juvenile cataracts. He had lake dysplasia, subluxating patella. He just had it all, and he was 2.5 pounds. He was 2.5 pounds. So he kind of embodied all the genetic deficiencies of all the animals that we ever adopted. And believe me, every one of them had a genetic deficiency. And for people out there, here's another reason why you should never buy at a pet store, why you should never buy online anywhere, whether it's a what you consider to be a breeder or a backyard breeder or somebody on Craigslist. The reason, because they are irresponsible, they don't know what they're doing, and you, ladies and gentlemen, are going to inherit one heck of a vet bill. I promise you that. So, if for no other reason you want to support us and Sampson's Law, know that it's because these genetic deficiencies are built into these animals, and you are going to pay the price if you adopt online, because it's not really adoption, it's purchasing. And that's why we have Sampson's Law, and that's why we use Sampson as our mascot. And you can read more about Sampson on our website, but he was a perfect embodiment of a puppy mill backyard breeder.
Oh yeah, I read that. It's like, oh, so heartbreaking. I mean, poor Sampson, we need justice for Sampson and all of them, right, Steve? We want justice, and we want these animal rights granted, not ignored, and their lives matter. If we don't stand up for them and fight for them, they don't stand a chance. They're voiceless and helpless, defenseless and innocent, just like the children and the elderly. We have to fight for them and make sure their lives are and futures are better, because that's what it takes. You know.
Well, absolutely, and again, I want to thank you for bringing us on again, and I'm happy to see that your audience is growing and that you've got that stick withiness that it takes to make something like this work. So again, I want to thank you for any exposure that you're giving us with Sampson's Law.
Oh, that's hey, you're welcome back anytime. And just keep following me. And the next time, all you got to do, I see that you got the email invitation. Just click that at 7 p.m., not before, and you're in the chat room. So then you're always welcome back, Steve. All my guests are. I just don't have them on one time and say, okay, that's it. The more exposure, the better. The more support, the more it's in the spotlight and keeping everybody active, not letting it fizzle out or, look the other way, because we got something here that's very important to everyone. But I know out there, you ready to take any calls, Steve?
Sure.
And if anybody wants to have ask Steve any questions or comments, you're more than welcome. But you'll need your earbuds with mic, or also headphones with mic. You could come on air. So anybody ready? See in the chat room, you could talk right from your phone, because this is the first time on this, Steve. So kind of bear with me. I'm looking
Sure.
at this, and if you have any, and please give the website and your Facebook pages out to the audience again, if you could.
Our Facebook page.
Yep.
It's a combination. It's called Pets in Danger. Pets in Danger. And then when you go on our Facebook page at Pets in Danger, you will also see the logo for something called Youth for Animals. And Youth for Animals is where students, particularly middle and high school students, but also college students, can intern with us, and they have an opportunity to earn community service hours and other things as well. So that's what Youth for Animals is. It's inculcating our students as to the reasons why they should adopt and never shop. And they can spread the word and do what they do best, which is use their social media to share our word and to share our posts. And they earn community service hours as a result. But the name of the organization that's sponsoring the bill is Pets in Danger. So it's Pets in Danger on the Facebook page.
That's great. And a big shout out to all the youths that's helping you out there. That's awesome too. Getting them involved and educating them, getting bonded with animals. Because when you start out young, you know, treating animals with dignity and respect, you go through your adulthood doing the same, right? I know I did. I never mistreated animals, close to them since I was a child. I always loved the dogs and the cats and the horses. And when you do that, and when you see kids taking the time to go help them get adopted, that's wonderful.
Yep. No, it is very good if they understand the reasoning behind it and where they should go. And where they should go, no matter where they are, they should go to their county animal care and control. There are some other very, very good legitimate shelters, very good legitimate fosters and rescues. Absolutely. But we can't vouch for them all. We're not sure who all the good guys and the bad guys are. But we do know that your local county animal care and control, regardless of what state you're in, is the place to go to know. And they will probably provide you with a pet that has been titered and vaccinated and is ready to go out the door.
Awesome. And they enjoy doing it too. I mean, they're just, with children. children and pets and stuff in their homes, they love to have them, and so does the parents and their unconditional love. And when you show them attention and care for them and talk to them, they love that. I know the pets in this household, they also, in a TLC home. Two of them adopted and one was brought in from the street, so, and was only a kitten, Steve. Can you believe that? It was only a kitten living out there. And one of my friends, her daughters, is allergic to cats, and my good friend was feeding her, and it was good friends with a pit bull of hers, and asked me if I could put her on social media to find her, home, approximately 6 months old. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna, come and meet her. And I had the carrier with me, and she said, because I had just lost one of my cats, Justice, a month prior to that. And I said, I want the cat, I want her, and I named her Liberty. And she's been happy ever since. And she's best friends with my cat Victory, who was adopted last January. So they're good buddies. And Sugar Bear was adopted also back in 2019. So everyone adopt, don't shop. There's too many healthy adoptable animals out there in shelters that need TLC homes, and there's so many it's getting put down a year. I read 1 million a year, and let's help them out because they deserve it, and they're putting them down all ages. Give them that TLC home and that tender loving care that they need, because we got some issues here. Spay and neuter your pets. Adopt, don't shop. Foster if you can. Anything helps out there. Let's see these numbers massively decrease. They'll never go down to zero, but at least they can, you know, massively decrease out there. Help these animals, help us save lives. And it's so sad because I know my Voices Carry for Animals support group on Facebook helps animals out, on death row. So, and so does another page I am in, Voice for Animals. I've had a bunch of cats, dogs, and horses, whatever that's going through there, and it's so many of them. Steve, is so sad. Some get to safeties and some don't. Some get adopted, rescued, or whatever, fostered. But there's so many that get put down because they don't give them enough days and time to help them get to safety. Isn't that terrible? Some 3 to 5 days. That's
Yep.
and a big shout out to all the networkers out there, that's helping these animal cross posters. They're relentless. I see them in all, going through news feed throughout, X and LinkedIn and Facebook, and it doesn't stop. And they're all ages, and it's so heartbreaking. So, and good that
Well,
you put everything on
absolutely.
there. Yep. We
Absolutely.
could all do better. Help save lives. Press that share button. That could, if you keep pressing that share, like doesn't show any justice. Okay, pressing that like or love, it's not going to get that animal out there into the news feed. Because maybe it can find adopted. Get adopted or foster or something. And you never know, because, like I said, social media is a landing strip for all of us to put everything out there. Whether it's petitions or whether it's helping the animals on death row, it is all good out there in all the groups and stuff that I admin on or help admin, and I get it out there. I print out 4 tabs up, Steve, copy and paste, bam, I am on it. I get it out there. I'm fast. I'm so fast sometimes it makes my head spin. So, but and anybody that's listening in, you're listening from the web, a big shout out to all of you. I'm not sure if you can hear it from the app right now. I know after the show gets downloaded and published, then it will go to the app because all my shows are also on there, archived. So I'm not real sure. I'll have to check into that. But if anybody is listening from the app right now, could let me know that if you can listen to it from the app. I don't think so, but I know my shows afterwards will be on there. This show will be on there. So, but if you want to call in, you have to have the earbuds with Mike or the headphones with Mike, and you can connect right with us. And ask Steve if you have any comments or questions, and please give him your support for Sampson's Law because it's so very important. And Pets in Danger, how you can help out. And Youth for Number 4 Animals. Check that website out. You got some great website there, Steve. I checked it out. I did before when I had you on the show. And I always go back and see, because websites change and add it on and new information. And go there and share it. You could copy and paste the address link and put it on your page, whatever, or share it on, any social media out there. Every effort
Absolutely.
counts. That's what I do.
Absolutely.
Like with a petition, I'll run it. I'll run it. Copy and paste the in the address bar, put it all over. X, and I'll tag people. I like doing that because I got a tablet. Because not everybody's on social media same time and days. So we got to, I got a tablet with all these names and animal groups on X, and also on Facebook. I put at everyone or at all followers, highlight or whatever, and get it out there. I just don't want to post it once and not because, and what's a good thing is on X, I have notification on my computer, and the shows I do Thursday get shared throughout the weekend, and that's something. And they're archived, so it's not like they're wasting their time. They can go back and listen to it. And the downloads, I've had record-breaking downloads since I've been on Podbean podcast. Isn't that wonderful? Through
Fantastic.
Podserve.fm and also Podbean podcast. So that's where they go after the show and download and listen to it. And that's wonderful. That's so inspiring and uplifting. I love it. Like a big shout out to all of you, and plus on Pod Server, it shows where different countries are listening to this show. They're downloading it. Isn't that wonderful? I was like, wow, check this out. They give a breakdown, and I said, keep it up, everyone keep, following me and or my podcast on the app because it's real easy to get connected. It sounded complicated at first, but once I learned it, Steve, I was on a roll. I, I had to watch a lot of videos and tutorials and all that stuff, YouTube, but I figured it out. Like I said, this is really my second time on the web going live stream because the first time I did it right before February to give the introduction to this new Podbean. So
Right.
yep.
Yeah.
But so far,
Excellent.
yeah,
Excellent.
I'm relentless. I don't give up. You know. So
Well, that's great. And again, I'm going to have to jump off here in a moment. I've got to get going with this draft. But this person, Aloha, has a question.
yeah, aloha.
Yes.
You go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Steve.
Hi, how are
Hello, how are
you?
you?
I'm great. I'm great. I had a question on the pet overpopulation and just wondered, so is it just the Southwest United States or is it all 50 states that have the epidemic problem? Just
Oh,
wondered.
we depending on who you listen to, SPCA, Humane Society, whatever, we euthanize somewhere around 4 million animals, companion animals. Most of them are healthy across the U.S. every year. Now there are some states that are more guilty of having puppy mills,
Hmm.
but believe me, this epidemic of pet overpopulation is everywhere. It's every shelter, every foster, every rescue group across the country.
I
It's
see.
massive in proportion.
Because it seems they're always picking on California. They're always picking on that state.
Well, I don't know.
Even in India.
I hear them picking on Pennsylvania and Ohio. I mean, there are statistics that would indicate that actually Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois are very bad for backyard breeders and puppy mill. And they're two different things. They're two different things, and they occur in different geographical areas. California is certainly in the top 10. Florida is, I think, number five as far as
Wow.
euthanized animals are concerned. And then there's also intake and so on. And the fact that across the board, 10% of the animals that are taken in shelters and so on are actually adopted, and you know what happens to the rest of them. So it's countrywide.
I see. Well, I just thought I asked though, because I'm on social media and Unchained TV always broadcasts from California. So just thought I brought up that state. It's always that state.
Well, I appreciate your question,
Thank
and
you.
Debbie, I've got to go. I've got to run. But listen, again, I appreciate you having me on here. And here's what I'll say to you: is that when we're finished with the draft, which may take another month, maybe more. And when we're finished with our scraper, which will probably take 2 months, I'm going to contact you and ask you to bring me on again, so that everybody can see exactly what we've accomplished, and then we'll just keep you abreast of our accomplishments as we go through the process.
That would be wonderful, Steve, because looking forward to having you back on. It's such an honor to have you back on and being part of this, of what you're doing, doing this podcast and getting and helping you get support from all my listeners and my followers and friends. It's teamwork all
Oh,
the way,
okay.
everyone. Strong teamwork leads to strong victories, and that's what we want to see. So keep spreading the word out there, and check out his website, share him even on his Facebook page, check it out, and do what you can do. So but it's been another great show, Steve. This is wonderful. I love it.
Thank,
It's
thanks for everything you do, Steve.
Well,
There,
thank you, both of you, and I do appreciate it all. And congratulations to you as well, particularly in this new platform. And we'll talk to you very shortly.
yes, and you could go ahead and hope you have a nice and peaceful evening. And everyone, I'm gonna stay on after 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions, anything you want to bring up, I'd like to bring up beardefenders.org again to get some help on this big nationwide protest. And they also got a petition. It's got like 53,000 on it. But go ahead, Stephen. You have and thank you so much again. And keep in touch, okay? Keep me
I
informed
will,
what's going on, and you got my support all the
I
way.
will, and I appreciate it. And I will talk to you very shortly, Debbie. Take care.
And you too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Bye,
All right.
Okay.
Steve.
Bye
Okay. Bye.
bye. Take
Bye,
care,
bye,
darling.
Steve. Mama bear hugs, okay? And Mama cat.
Yeah.
There you are, and Harlan, we could go a couple of minutes over, like we always do.
Okay.
And but I wanted to everyone out there, where there is a big statewide protest. I brought it up at the beginning of the show. It's for beardefenders.org, okay? And it's going to be on August the 9th on a Saturday, which is a week from tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Saturday. And it's going to be, like I said, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And they have all these different locations. What's going on with this bear hunt is they want to have it in December. Is you're allowed up to 6 dogs to
That's
bring with
ridiculous.
you and attack and kill bears. Okay, it makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
And the bone and these bears, and one of the FWC commissioners, he is a big time hunter. Okay, he should be disqualified to vote. He is a hunter for elephants and all kind of animals, zebras, you name it. Has pictures with them, and I'm like, this is so unfair and injustice. So if you go to Bear Defenders on the Facebook page, they have a lot of information on there. And also, Adam Suglossi was on the show last week, and I told him that I would, in my next two shows, that would get help promote this big protest. But the other Facebook page is One Protest and Advocacy Organization Facebook page. They got information on there where you can sign the petition. I think it's got over 53,000 signatures already to stop this Florida bear hunt. And also a big shout out to Nicole. She's also with Bear Defenders. She's a great big help. But pass the petition. Also, it says to contact Governor Ron DeSantis and tell him, because he has the authority to stop it. Okay, and call him up or email him to let him know, please stop this bear hunt in December, because it's so, I mean, it's so inhumane and cruel. The mama bears, I know my nickname's Mama Bear, and I'm standing up for the bears all the way, 100%, okay? And they deserve better. So please help us along and help beardefenders.org and to check them out. Like, follow, they have a lot, information on the bears, and call Governor DeSantis. Please oppose this bear hunt. Okay, be professional and polite, and you'll get farther, because he's already got his plate full. But this is very important. Okay, and I know I have links, and but Carolyn, I'm so glad to see you in here. And Mama Cat, did you have earbuds? Or are you calling from the app?
I'm I'm calling through the app.
Really? Check
I'm
that
still
out.
learning how to use the app.
So you're calling in from the app. That is unbelievable. Wow. I am still a newbie at
Yeah,
this.
and I don't
So you're,
need headphones, earphones, or nothing like that. I just talk into my damn phone.
wow, from the app. That's a
Yep.
good one. That is a good one. And I was telling them they need headphones and with a mic, or earbuds with a mic. And same with
It,
you, Carolyn.
Yeah,
Aloha.
I
it
have low
really.
data, so I'm not able
Wow.
to use that
Oh,
many
that's
apps
yeah.
myself.
Check that out. That's amazing, because this is, like I said, this is the first time on live stream on the web. You know, and the first show I did from it was by myself, getting an introduction and getting out there, but I didn't have no guests, no callers, no nothing. So I've been on the app for the last 5 months. Where you can call right from your phone or listen, talk, and then you're doing it. Right from your phone. That's amazing. Yeah, I learn something new every day.
Ah, crap.
Right?
Yes.
Hey, when you start your oven, make sure you take your already baked and frosted cake off the top of the oven.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
You did.
Oh,
I melted my frosting, man.
Wow.
uh-huh.
And
I've burned my rice a few times.
yeah. And Darla, she says she's using her phone. Has seen Darla, you're using your phone from the app, because I know I sent all of you email invitations. To click right there from your email, and then
Yep.
you click it, and then go right into this chat room.
I
That's
only use
amazing.
that. I only use that when I can't get in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't get in? Because I like to know that. How? Why couldn't you get in? Or
In
before?
the beginning, I think I was just didn't know what the heck I was doing. We were on newbie level. So if I go into the app and have the app on, you always pop up. So I just click on that and I'm in.
Check that out.
And then I
That's
don't have to use the little phone if I want to connect. I can just hit the microphone and bust right on in any old time I wanna.
I had, because when I seen you come in, it was like, wow, how did she get in? Because I remember you told me you didn't have the earbuds with the mic, you know? So you just freaked me out. Hey, where there's a way and there's a will, there's a way. And guess what I
And
did?
if
Yes.
Yeah.
they call in from their computer, most computers, most laptops, anyways, I think even towers now have a microphone built right into your monitor.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if all computers would need that.
Huh.
I suppose it
That's
just depends on what computer you have.
yeah. Because I know I go live from my iPad, right?
Right?
And so I'm looking and I'm wondering, is there some, because usually if you're on the app, it'll say voices carry for animals starting up, click to join, right?
Yep. Yep.
And I didn't want to do anything with that because it would shut down the show. I've already learned that one, okay?
Yes, we have.
Um,
Yep.
and then so I'm like, okay, so because I'm still learning between this app and this web, right? So when you're on the app and there's somebody a Fax Porcupine podcast is listening, and thank you for joining us in the chat room. And and everybody that's in there, but this is what you call modern technology. Look at, I mean, you guys are coming, connecting right from your app. See, I didn't think you could do that, but you can.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
oh, hail. It's hailing out.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is
Good thing I covered up my
Wow.
garden.
in
Yeah.
July.
Yeah, it's hailing big time.
Oh no.
We get a lot of hail here, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Wait,
never
wait.
been to Colorado.
Well, you need to come here for a vacation at some point. Put that on
I,
your bucket list, baby.
I will. I will. I'll check it out.
As a matter of fact, we've got two mama bears, and they both have two cubs, and they've been wandering around Garden of the Gods, which is right up the road from us. They've been just wandering around the park last about a week now.
Check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
don't bother anybody.
No, and you know what? They don't bother anybody down here either. Leave them
No.
alone.
Just
Yeah,
leave them alone, give them space. I mean, it's a big park, it's a national park, it's Garden of the Gods. And they're protected there anyway, but when does that ever stop idiots?
Hmm.
yeah.
But for the most part, people are, pretty good about just give them space because I'll tell you what, those mama bears, when they got cubs with them, if you're dumb enough to go anywhere near them, whatever you get is on you because you deserve it.
That's it. That's it. Don't mess with Mama Bear.
I'm
That's the
telling
main
you.
thing. And guess what I found, Mama Bear or Mama Cat?
What?
Governor DeSantis's phone number. Okay,
Oh,
and
get
please
down.
write it down and tell people. Let's go. Make me slam the phone lines and emails. Tell him to please oppose the proposed black bear hunt in
Hold on,
December.
I gotta write it down.
Okay,
Okay. All
it's
right. Down too.
850
Wait,
area
wait,
code.
wait, wait, wait. I gotta find a pen. I wasn't ready. Oh my gosh, I'm
I'll
unprepared.
send it to you. I can send
Okay,
it to you.
okay, yeah.
850-717-9337. And if you want to, you can also email him. I found that too. And tell him, please oppose this bear hunt. And I'm asking everyone to slam the phone lines and emails worldwide. Let's stop this thing. Okay. And his email is Governor Ron dot DeSantis at EOG dot myflorida.com.
Wow.
Okay, that's a big email address.
Yeah, send me that one too.
I'll send it to you. And also sign and share the petition on change.org. And it's called Stop the Florida Black Bear Hunt. Okay. And I can tell you how many signatures it's got right now. And we need a lot more. It's got 53,803
Wow.
signatures already.
I
Okay.
think there's a couple
And
different
the one
petitions
just
for
came
that
late.
going around.
Yes, there's one for Humane World for Animals, which used to be the Humane Society of the United States. They got one going, and a very, I mean, it's hard to watch a video of this bear, black bear falling out of the tree, and then dogs attacking it and killing it. Okay, it's graphic. So warning shot. Humane World for Animals. I just had Kate McFall on several weeks ago. She's the Florida director of Humane World for Animals, which used to be Humane Society of the United States, and we had a show on that. Okay,
Yeah,
so there is several petitions out there, and please help us out. We are in it to win it. Let's see this thing stopped. We got to let the black bears live in freedom, not fear. Okay, and let them enjoy their life because we're all on this crazy place called Earth temporarily. So let's make the best of it, okay? And I
absolutely.
and I mean it's a crazy place called Earth because so much is going on and so unbelievable, you know. And Michelle just joined us in the chat room. Hey, Michelle, what's going on? Thanks for putting that number in there. She's another animal warrior sister. Thank you. And Facts Porcupine Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Hey, follow me, you know, and I'll come back and follow you back and listen to some of your podcasts. This is what you call teamwork. Teaming up. I love teaming up. And thank you. Yeah, you did follow. Thank you so much. You know, so I'll check your podcast out sometime. And but but Michelle, thanks for posting that number. Let me repeat it. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, 850-717-9337. Okay. Be professional, polite.
Mhm.
Ask them please to oppose the Florida bear hunt. And there's a vote with the FWC on August 13th and 14th. So let's see. I hope that one commissioner that is, I mean, it's sickening what's going on. Okay. He should be disqualified to even vote for that because you know he's going to vote for it. It's wrong, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, but do you have anything? Does anybody have anything to bring up? A big shout out to my mother, Patricia's, aka Pat,
Moose.
aka Moose. Hi, Moose. She don't
Hi,
look
Mama
like a
Moose.
moose. Yep, she don't look like a moose, but we call her Moose. Another name for mom.
We got
Every
moose
year.
on the loose.
That is a good one. I bet she's laughing. I bet she. Yep.
Either
The
that or
moose.
throwing a shoe at me. One or the other.
Yep. So, but thanks for all her support. She's been tuning in a long time, like you, Mama Cat and Carolyn and Michelle. Look at this,
Darla.
Darla too. Big hugs, Darla, and all she's doing. I'm so glad to see all you guys in here because you know it was like I said, it was my first time coming on the web live. And thanks, Michelle, liking the show. Everybody likes the show and keep building it up. And I want to share it from the chat room. I haven't done that before. Have you? To the social media?
I don't know if you can. In
Yeah,
this chat
at the
room?
top. Yes. It says share this link to promote and invite users to join your live show. Copy. I'll try it out.
Do it.
I'll experiment
If
and
we
see what
get
happens.
hung up on, call back in.
or or if the show shuts down, then you know what happened.
Then we'll know. Say goodbye.
I can't blame Podbean. I'll blame myself. Before I could blame Blog Talk Radio because it was their fault, you know, and now I'm over Podbean. Now I got to take the blame because I'm still a newbie, you know. Okay, I'm
Is
That's
it
trying.
better sound quality?
Yes, it is. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything that's entitled to it is so modern technology, you know. Sending the email invitations out and listening to it from the web and the app, you know. So
Mm.
yeah, I just put it on my timeline. Let me see here. You can share from there. You copy it, you know, and paste it on your timeline. That's a good one. Okay. Still learning here. I'm still in newbie school.
Me too.
You've graduated up a level anyway.
I'm up a level. I'm
Yes.
not in the
That's
newbie
right.
level anymore.
You're level 2 newbie.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right.
Secondary.
So you're in the chat room. So everybody start sitting in them love hearts or likes and slam it. Yeah, that helps me out.
Yeah, the more they click on the little heart over there every, I think, 5 minutes or something,
Oh
that
yeah.
raises your heart level.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The heart level. Yeah, yep. You're right.
It
I'm
does.
still looking at this thing. You know. So if anybody has anything to bring up on any kind of petitions or animals or what's on your mind or how you can help out something that you shared today that you just like to get attention, bring it on air and then get the word out there, you know. And Facts Porcupine Podcast, if you have any questions you'd like to speak on air, you're more than welcome. You know, I love when all the new ones come in too. And welcome aboard because that's what it takes. Teamwork.
I love porcupines.
Yep.
We have a lot of them here.
Michelle, and she's going. You're coming in, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Welcome in the chat room on the web. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Okay.
I'm so glad to hear your voice.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Likewise. I
Hi,
That's another
Michelle.
animal. There's another animal warrior sister.
I
I'll
wanted to
tell
give
you what.
go
Yep.
ahead. I wanted to give everybody a heads up. I'm sure you've seen petitions going around, probably because it's being circulated quite a bit from a lot of different animal orgs, and nationwide in Congress, it's U.S. legislation that they're trying to overturn Prop 12 and other states' rights, animal welfare laws. Uh, so be on the lookout of that, because if they overturn Prop 12, that opens the window, and that's protection for farm animals. That gives animals raised in the food system that we currently have now, which is broken, enough room to
yes.
turn around, stand up, and stretch their limbs. That's all it does, okay? Very minimal. They're trying to overturn that, and the voters in California approved that many years ago, and it's finally being enacted. The pork industry is having a fit, so they had House Ag had a meeting, brought all the pork producers in. None of not HSUS, not Compassion World Farming, not any of those did they bother to bring into the meeting, but they had all the National Pork Producer Council there testifying in front of House Ag Committee. So they're trying to feel this out again. It's just another version of the EATS Act, where they're trying to strip away states' ability, especially in this food system, because that's $1 billion industry. But not only would it strip away farm animal rights, but this would also be able to extend into other animal welfare laws that states choose to enforce that are not federally enforced. So it's a power grab. It's on states' rights. It's on animals' rights for sure. But be on the lookout. See a petition, sign it, circulate it, call your Congress people, tell them oppose, EATS Act, or any language that is similar to the EATS Act, because what it is, it's just another version. I think they've called it the Food Security Act, Food Security Act. Yeah, they're trying to camouflage it as, hey, this is going to keep your food secure. We need this. No, it's not. They just want to not invest like all the other pork producers. Well, a good 30% already have converted, and they don't have the pigs in the gestation crates for a year, locked up where she can't move. If she has an itch, she can't scratch it, and her baby, it's just hideous.
Yes,
So
it
be on the
is. It's
lookout for that.
terrible.
If you see it, sign it. If you know your rep or your two senators, call them, tell them you oppose any similar language to the EATS Act that they're trying to pass, and they're trying to do it very quietly. But there's 30 senators has already joined together. Adam Schiff of California has gotten 30 signatures already to oppose what they're trying to do again. They've tried to overturn this measure in California for ever since we passed it. And we passed it by 64%. So they're trying to
Wow.
overturn the voters' will. It's a power grab on animals' rights, voters' rights, and we just can't have it because that just opens the window for anything else that corporate exploiters of animals want to do.
They're
They say,
already
oh no,
slaughtering an awful lot of them.
yeah, it's just crazy. It's just like, I would think a state would have a right to impose, a disaster plan for these prisons that animals are housed in, when the farmers get to just walk away, and then the millions we get to pay for them to replenish their flock. We do a lot of subsidies for these guys. Let
Yeah,
me
we
tell you,
do.
our taxes are millions and millions of dollars every year. It probably hits billion. It probably hits billion, which we do for subsidies. They walk away, they get bird flu, they do whatever they want to do. Taxpayer picks up the tab.
Don't
Well,
they have insurance on their stock?
yeah, it's they pay very little for it, and it's through the federal government.
Well, I know when we had our farm, we had cattle, and I remember my dad telling me how expensive it was for the insurance for the entire farm. It
Well,
was kind of crazy.
you know what we're paying them. I don't know how much they're paying for insurance, but we are paying them quite a bit of money for even if a wolf or a wolf or coyote kills a cow, which
Yep.
shouldn't be there to begin with, because cows don't need to have a target on their back in the middle of the water. It's stupid to begin with. I hate animal ag. You just might as well know that. But you know, they get a lot of money if a coyote comes in and kills one of their cows. We're
Yeah,
going
a
to pay for
bear
that
too.
too. We're going to
Yeah.
pay for that too.
Whoa.
We're going to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And there was a slaughterhouse that just got discovered in New Jersey 2 days ago. Guess where their blood and waste was going?
Hmm.
Straight into the river. It's on my, if you want to go to my page, it's there. I blasted it to news media.
Oh man.
But it's getting covered. It's getting coverage. So it's power grab. They're trying to strip us from any, environmental protections. They're trying to strip any animal welfare.
Mhm.
They're all into corporate protection, and it's a power grab. So if you see it, speak out. It's they're trying to get it into the farm bill, or they're trying to introduce a bill on its own. I think it's called Save Our Bacon Act. If you want to Google it. That's what they're engineering right
Who's
now.
in, who's
Mhm.
introducing that? Do you know?
I don't know, but I think it's G.T. Thompson. He's the chair of the House Committee, NAG.
What state? Do you know? I'm
I
sorry.
think is he Iowa or Ohio? I'm not sure which he is, but his last name's Thompson. I think he goes by the first two initials GT.
Huh. Have to look that up.
Yeah, and I got to watch the
Oh,
the hearing the hearing, and it was so ridiculous. They had not one witness for the
for the
pro animal welfare in the room, not one. Every single person was corporate pork.
what, the people didn't know about the meeting or what?
No, they weren't invited.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They weren't invited. And
Whoa.
Compassion World Farming sent out links saying, hey, make a call, watched the meeting, and they thought they'd be able. I think they thought maybe they were going to be able to get in the room, but nope, nope,
They weren't even allowed in the room?
no, they weren't
Wow.
allowed to be a witness. It was
Uh,
only for the pork producers. How they're going to fix Prop 12 is what they say. They're going around saying fix Prop 12. Well, there's a lot of senators on the left and the right that are for states' rights and are opposed to this. So it's not a political thing. It's just a few special interests lining some pockets for big ag in their states, and they're trying to push it on other states to say, "Hey, to hell with your animals. We don't care."
well, that's the whole, in my opinion, the whole reason behind all these horse roundups is to
Yeah.
free up the public land for the frickin' cattle. Well,
Yes,
I don't know. Last time I was up in the mountains, the horses were there first.
that's right. And you know what?
That's
They say
right.
that they're leasing the land. They're leasing the public lands. They're our lands. Well, you know how much they're leasing them for?
99 cents for
Yeah. There you go.
it's
There you go.
99 cents for 100 square acres.
You got that. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You know,
Yep.
you're a good donor. We got you.
Here is a group to check out. Western Governors Association. Now,
Okay.
I went on their website and it takes a lot of click here, watch for the blue links in the readings, click there. And I ended up in some scary places that tell exactly what their plans are.
Jesus.
They added the cat to the invasive species list so
No,
that
no.
they had free reign over killing off feral cats.
Yeah. They'll
They
do that next.
they've added horses. Now,
Oh my
horses
God.
are not the horses that are here, they're saying, are not native. Well, they're a hell of a lot more native than we are because we
What
sure
does
as
that,
hell ain't from
you
here.
know what? What does native or not native have to do with any darn thing about being decent?
They believe that if it wasn't from here, it shouldn't be here.
Well,
And
I guess none of us belong here.
that's what I told them. And then they booted me off their
I believe it.
email list. And
So
then
this
they
is exactly
tried
what's happening.
blocking me, but they
Mm.
can't block me from their website. And
Well,
from they have a lot of seminars, and it's all. I mean, you gotta. I'm sure you know how to dig into the digging. If you click and then you click, and the next thing you know, I wasn't looking for what I found, but I found the sponsors of a lot of this stuff, and Humane Society of the United States was right up there with
yeah,
those sponsoring getting the
yeah,
cattle and getting rid of the horses,
yeah.
which surprised the hell out of me. But
Humane Society has been taking some heat, and so has ASPCA for putting their certification stamps on certain programs, like certain factory farms. They will
right,
give their certification to, and we're saying no, you
Best
don't do
Friends
that.
is the same thing. They're right in there fighting, and not for the animals that they say that they're standing up for. Like I said, I found their names on these sponsor lists,
Yeah, you
and
have to be very careful
you know,
who
yeah,
you donate to, what you're donating for, and every animal, every there's no organization that's perfect, and they all have their own particular special agendas for maybe a specific species, and so but we all have to come together, and we all have to be all animals, or
yeah.
else it might as well be no animals,
Well, and that's another thing that
Protection.
because we're already a minority.
right. They here in Colorado, they released gray wolves, and they're monitoring to see how many pups each wolf, because they can have like 4 and 5 pups each. And so they're monitoring them so they know when they can open the season back up on them.
Jeez.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use the F word, but I really want to. So
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
F
it's
bomb.
infuriating. It's infuriating. I mean, we
why reintroduce them
just to
to
kill
a
them.
state just to watch them grow. And they've got like these live cams so you can watch them grow. Are they going to leave the live cameras on when they watch them die?
Yeah.
When they open the hunt back up? I think it's just ridiculous.
And then they want money for when they kill one of the cattle.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pure politics. It's corporate donor politics. It's dirty money, and
Whoever
that's
gives
what's
the most
happening.
gets the most.
It's dirty money. And
Yep.
so I just want everybody to be aware of this power grab that's happening of states' rights on animal welfare. And, thanks for letting us know about HSUS and some of the horse slaughter they might have sponsored on some stuff there.
Western
It's good to
governors,
know. It's good
Western
to know.
Governors Association. Everybody has always praised them. Oh, they do such great stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
well, read
hell.
the nitty gritty
Oh, no.
because it's all a lie. And they do
I'll have to
seminars and
You know how much money Gavin Newsom took from
yeah,
Foster Farms?
uh,
And they're the biggest factory farm abusing. I have footage from they have a big plant 30 miles from me. And there's some footage from that plant that you couldn't watch.
yeah. Governor
And
Polis
Gavin
here
Newsom
is right up there with him. Yeah,
they were a huge donor of his.
yeah.
So he's not going to ban factory farming for us.
No, no, Polis either here.
Hell.
No, it's profit before animals profit. That's the name of the game is money, 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 money.
And
Yeah,
it's
so we
just,
always have to be
Hey,
on top
greed.
of we have to be on top of calling them out and
yep,
voting them out.
That's
that's
it.
what we need. Vote them buggers out.
We got to
Yep.
name them. We got to name them, expose them, tag news media, tell them everybody who they are, what they're doing, and vote them out after that.
Name them, blame them, and shame them.
Yeah, that's what we have to do.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to bring it to the attention. You can't just sweep it under the rug because
I know you.
all animals deserve better. And just
Deb,
like you mentioned, horse slaughter, there's
God,
this, in 23 and 24, the Safe Act, okay, got reintroduced this year. They had 200 what 29 co-sponsors on the rep side, and now it got reintroduced. It didn't even hit the rep side for a floor vote or the Senate. Now it's back reintroduced. So we need a lot of co-sponsors, everyone, to help stop this horse slaughter. HR 1661 Safe Act. And there's
okay,
currently 136 co-sponsors on that, and only one Senate co-sponsor on S the dot 775. This is for 2025 and 2026. So we need please call your state representative and senators and ask them please to co-sponsor these bills. And let's see them pass this year because they've been fighting for the Safe Act for year after year. You know what I mean? And it's sickening. We
it's
can't even get a
ridiculous.
vote. And I'm like, what is going on? Is it that hard to vote or it takes time? I mean, 229 co-sponsors. It could be
I'll tell you
239.
what's holding it up is Big Ag.
Yep. Exactly.
Whoa.
That's going to be
Oh,
who's holding it up. And you know what?
yep.
After it passes, let me give you a forewarning. Fight they're going to fight to get it reversed, to give it overturned. That's what they're doing to our ballot measure. I
Yeah.
mean, you
It's
fight
sickening.
for years to get something through, and then they come back and try to donate again, and do a power grab. And it's like you can never shut your eyes and or not look behind you because they're right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Know
Never shut
know
your
what's
eyes.
going on behind the scenes.
They
I mean,
want
it's
to take
like,
that any power we get for the animals, they want to try to take it back and overturn it.
yep, yep. And Darla said it. Congress needs to get off their butts because I mean, how many more co-sponsors you need? And then I had Keith Dane on, and he said like around 290. That's a lot of
God,
co-sponsors. So we
that's
got
a
to. That means
huge.
that is humongous. Okay, and so there, I know I was sharing like 19 federal bills back in 2024. None of them made it to the House to vote or Senate. So they went right out the door. They died out. And
Discouraging.
they were big. I mean, for all different animals. You had the Soaring Act, Safe Act, the Wild Horse and Burro Protection Act. You should have seen this. I mean, the Fight Act, and they
I
all poof
remember
went
that,
out. Yes. So everyone keep
all of
that
them.
number for the for the you could call your senator and your rep. It's a nationwide number 202-224-3121. Please make your voice heard. These animals need us from every angle out there. Okay, and it's going to ask your zip code. You give it to them, and they'll connect you right with them. You probably won't get to talk to your senator or rep, but you get to talk to the legislative aide, and you can even email them if you're more comfortable with that, and ask them to, hey, you got these bills here. To ask them to co-sponsor it or write the email, and help out as much as you can. These animals need us. I mean, doing these shows, it's like, whoa, you think they're just minor problems, and it's massive out there. And they don't have a voice. We do, just like the elderly and the children. Okay, if we don't fight for them, they don't have. We're not getting them out of harm's way, and we're keeping them with the same lives and futures. That's not very proud of. So please do that. The Safe Act, and I heard that the Wild Horse and Burro Protection Act got back in. Here was
Yep,
another one that died out, and that's for about stop the helicopters. From chasing the
that's
horses. It
crazy what they.
traumatizes.
Oh my
It
God.
it's terrible, Mama Cat. It is
If,
terrible.
if you would
And
ever see it being done, you would just cry. It
oh,
just rip your heart right out when you see those, especially when they do it. I mean, doing it at all, but when they're doing it is after winter when the babies are all being born and those babies cannot outrun to keep up with their mamas when they're being chased by those helicopters. And a lot of the babies get stampeded and have to be put down. And it's just ridiculous. For what? They say, well, if we'd leave them out there, they're going to starve to death, or, there's no water, we're in a drought. Those horses are not stupid. They've lived here longer than we have. They know where the water is. Look, if you follow them, you'll find a spring because they know where the water is. And so
oh yeah.
every excuse they give is just a bunch of baloney.
BS, or
Yes,
is it
that's it.
is it the BS bomb?
It's the BS
Or F
word.
bomb? That's true, though. I mean, these animals are so much better out there. I mean, it's sickening what they got to do. We got to, if it wasn't for us, can you imagine? A big shout out to animal rights activists and advocates and animal lovers. If it wasn't for us, can you imagine what these animals would be going through without us?
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
whoa. And it would be, I mean, I look at it and I was like, but anyway, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and close it down here so I get this out there and published and everything. And Steve gave a great in. And thank you, Michelle, Mama Cat, and Aloha for you helped me to,
Thank you.
because I didn't want to close it down yet. I said we could use this time, to bring up different things that need attention, or petitions or whatever, but all these shows are archived, everyone. And thank you all for tuning in from the web and app. And Michelle, you didn't need a head or earbuds either, did you? You just called right from your phone. This is interesting. This is amazing. But after the show, everyone, I get it downloaded and then edited and published. And it's going to be, you can always go back and listen to all these shows. They're going to be, there. It's like a big library. You can go back and listen 24/7 and share, all the great guests, former guests, and the callers and everything, and just amazing shows, explaining what's going on behind closed doors, what we should know, and do something about it, because we can't just trust everything that's going on out there. But you can always visit podserve.fm under Animal Advocates Radio. Follow there or Podbean podcast, and that's Voices Carry for Animals podbean.com. Create an account. You go up to podbean.com and there's three bars at the top. Click it, log in, and that's where you're going to create your account. Okay. You need your full name or nickname, your email address, also your password. Click You're Not a Robot, and then create account, and then you're in. Okay. And then just follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and you're on the web, and you could listen to the show from the web or the app. And this is great to know that you just call it in from your phones to the web. This
But
is a good one.
don't do both because you'll get hung up on.
They'll disconnect the show.
It
And
will.
yeah, and then on the app, you will join us there. All my shows are also on there, everyone. So you could just download Podbean podcast app and player from either Google Play or Apple Store. And then what you're going to do is follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. And I did get a notification on my phone, Mama Cat, that the show
What?
was starting up on my phone.
Oh, you got one too?
Yes, that's
All
good. You
right.
click join, but I wasn't going to click join because then they'll say
No.
detected another device and has to shut down.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's be a subscriber on my Voices Carry for Animals podcast on YouTube. All
Have
the
hey,
Not
have
all
you
the shows. Huh? Go
have
ahead.
you have you played with the sounds on here yet?
Which one? On the
On the
oh
Podbean?
yeah. Let's check it out. We can experiment. Hold on a second. Hold on. That'll be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if we get hung up on, we'll know why. Debbie's making sounds again.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
there we go.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. All right. There we
All
go.
right.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
Hey, there we go. This one's out to all animal abusers, aka losers. Okay.
Good one.
Boo.
This is to all animal advocates. All
Yeah.
right, animal rights advocates. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. That's awesome. Yeah, huh? Clapping.
That's a good one.
I got me a new toy. I
Oh, that's
got
funny.
it. Hey, here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, but hey, it works.
It works. Hey, who's on the show next week?
Oh, Judy YS from Judy's Dog Report. We're going to welcome her back. Okay. And at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific, everyone. And I wanted to let the two YouTube channels be a subscriber to listen and share. I don't have all my shows on there. That's fairly new, months ago. But just be a subscriber there or visit my voices carry for animals.com. Subscribe free. And if you visit these where my shows are going to be published on after, you can follow or you can even make comments on all my shows are also located on there. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, PodParadise.com, Amazon Podcast, Podbay.fm, Rephonic, Boomplay, Castro, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Podchaser.com. That's the one where Voices Carry for Animals, all my shows from TS Radio Network, 163 of them. Just you can put voices carried for animals in there, and they'll pop up. Because I couldn't, I didn't want to transfer all 2,000 shows from Marty Oakley over to Podbean because I was co-hosting with her for elder abuse, like over 75 shows. But Player.fm, Listen Notes, Podcast Addict. That's what I am, a podcast addict. There you
You
go.
are.
Podcast Monster, Audible, Podcast Republic, podtail.com, pandora.com. I think I got more than 24 now. Odyssey,
Wow.
yeah, Good Pods, Panoply FM. On Good Pods, top 2025 podcast, everyone. This is great news here, okay?
It
Is
is.
that it got the top 2025 on Animal Rights Podcast, all right? So we are rocking the airways for the animals, okay? Isn't
Get
that great?
get
So
down
it's
with your
not.
bad self. And then get back up again.
Oh, so here is the 2025 top animal rights advocates. All right.
There you go. Uh,
Isn't that great?
I
Okay.
guess I guess the sounds work.
Okay, and Player FM or Player.fm on that one, top 2025. Guess for what? Animal Welfare Podcast. All
Yeah.
right. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
This
I
is
got
gonna
the.
be a this will be a good one to go back and listen to.
Oh yeah, definitely right. But anyway, everyone, if you're following them or just listening, you can see all the shows on there. And listen and share 24/7. The bigger the audience, the better for the animals. Okay, the more followers out there. Thank you all for following me, because the followers on my app always get alerted when my show's starting up on their phones or laptops or iPads or tablets, and also when I do have the episode published, it will alert you on your phones and tablets, laptops, and it's
Every
awesome,
stuff. Yeah.
everything. But I want to thank you all for tuning in, and hope you join us next week, okay? And Darla, thank you, and aloha. It's
Thank
great, man.
you.
I'm so glad to see all of you over here. I was getting bummed out. I'm like, I hope they show up and don't ditch me tonight.
Last
We
gift
would
for
we
July.
could never we would never ditch you, Debbie.
We're a great super team. And Michelle, thank you for all the information you given and all the work you do for the animals and everything. You help out so much. You don't realize it. And but anyway, hope you all join us next week. And it's 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. And listen in air, worldwide, everyone. I've had guests from all over the world on this, and I'm going to continue and whatever we can do because every effort counts. And thank you, Steve Hughes, for joining us this evening on Sampson's Law. Give him your support on Pets in Danger, okay? So thank you. Go ahead, Mama Cat, paw in hand.
Paw in hand, united we stand against all animal abuse and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone, and big Mama Bear hugs to all of you, okay?
See you
And
next
thank
week.
you all for tuning in. May God bless you all. Bye bye.
Night, Debbie.
Night,
Good night,
Mama Cat.
Debbie.
Night, Aloha. Bye,
Night,
See
Michelle.
you
Mary.
all in August.